who we are as Africans. We need therefore to understand that when a white man picks up the Bible and he changes the characters of the Bible to Peter, James, and John, even to give the angels names such as Gabriel and Michael. So it means that in heaven they speak English because these are English names. How do you come to a biblical text and then give an angel the name Gabriel and Michael? So it means that in heaven they speak English. Now, so even God has been colonized. Heaven has been colonized by a white man in the heads of the black person.
For mema munyina akwaba. Ye papa bia ne din ene Yaw Asamoah. I believe most of you might have come across his videos on social media. Or the ensem bia todwa a nyansa ewompa. Inti abusua, min take much of your time ono ye nika yentie ensem a ye papa ye ode atodwa na seria sene amunyina munim no. Ma kire madwe.
Ani ya chiro book bi, ye friend Quran, ya chiro bibi ye friend Bible. Bible say akwa bi a friend God nyankopon ono obo nipa odikan o friend Adam no kura no so odwene kwakire a ana ono nyankopon kura he no free ba ye obobo Adam ye so wode netie ne ade na nwene no na wo homo crash nso no sorry Adam o say no adi mfiesen no ya kwara na so epenini eni Bible mo ana Krachi was sorry, no. And once a Yankopon, my garden, I'm a quatrain garden, and you are hanging out to me by one quad and found Sanka. I will hold a face and Yankopos at Okra and Weninka. Mebo Biaka, so Yami one yes again. Because when by all means, he said, Krachi or Bono, over here or back, or so born the same time. Yes, Sir Cran said, one man of Cotiani Shan, what the ending. Shana so fast one say spams in the gumu and then a question about Kosia, a to form nipa. What bonipa be madna be yase, contemporary obedience of him. Then if I draw no bonny day, then we in Yankopon are bo Adama. Don't you know, say Adam, obey here Bema, yan if you are drawn for so basso. Yeah, train arguing who say, Okra, why alone me bonipama. No union film product, or yes, yana, or the year or bar, no demand. One more can Bible, yen fan quadrin juno. Nyankopon bien you are saying canina and nippon nim the any one. And I near sing yammy, Nankophobi, ya fasanyam some, ya dear business. Business. I saw for now, sorry what we are saying Catholic, Methodist, Presbyterians, I sorry what we are saying now. It's pure business. Collection. And now, what would the Imagine say no church pays taxes. Ghana have 2 miles to be able to 2 or 3 churches or every city. Sika munjina abanye taxes. And the Ghana government is soon say obeye then electoral tax. I sorry for no sikano. Modi ya ben why say montumin taxi wonum Yankopon ti montum taxi no. Nobody taxed them. And they make millions and millions and millions of dollars. Oh, and you know, because we are saying Yamisam say and free and you know can't to mean that because we are there what you could do baby what you know say why honamu dear. Yakan ya home dear now hear Yes, Christ said, no man, you buy one home, dear, we are home. Now we can say Yankopon and Mayan to us. Over here, getting us and Yamo one power when himself, oh, yeah, could do say. To me, no. Say, you know, one power. Over to me, one why I didn't know could bring us all could move every no say, my home, dear, that I home, dear. That's a young for boxing in Yajuma. It is a more dynamic as a trust and maybe with the information be a bit me aboa mo akoso nyabuta bi si wani so say me maybe 20 or 25 or 30 or 40 me duru ha na me say and every nyame so na beba oju collect information about a fast ade na person ye ho dachen me person me ye carpenter ni musa carpenter ho sem no ubeduru ho me person me ye lawyer and person me accountant person me say whatever you want to do your plan no ne collect information a fast ade no na fasha wa minimum total information a wa minimum ne friend adwene no ya wa collect no a bit me aboa move from point 1 to point 2 enya sasam nyamesam man for titra before your neurons no nya papa ene ade nyamesam aba cover nyame baye ya nyame adom the year 2022 people are still thinking of God. Okay, me you know I am your power. It's we ben yeah, we say ya say your brain no any bibia say nyame no ho apa any box no brain no your brain no amena de etime any bibia collect information, expose the brain to quality source of information. Now collect information into the brain and work towards that information. There's nothing a person will be as I want to mean yet. Nothing. Everything a person will be able to collect information. They will be able to be here. We can Boma. What may I say? What I say yes. And yes, I said, and Yamsam ni Jimmy and Twimmy and Quachiri. Unfortunately, I suffer your ministers, me MP4 they all swear the Bible. What's it? What's the Bible? Yeah, it's a swear to the Bible. In God we trust. What you are your whole? Who says I know his also will a real funny. And then you was space. Make a Chinese for best a 3 space and then no can say ya come on, some they know what's going on. But before you say Yame one from them to send you to one year, you say I did one from them, yeah, maybe be possible. And names all that so you said home do one from them, yeah, we won't him the SID will see. Because our power so about me as a son, and names all you said the sour or a friend young coupon. We a terrible mistake. Terrible mistake. If they near to home, so who sounds so now, so I knew no him. Hey, what you? You're trying now, but I say, no, what did you miss some and quassia seminal? And I bear and young in quetchy. And Yafa. Teach you Bible Munsem. Young couple boy, you do maybe also who cross over Bonipa. What can Genesis chapter 4? Yeah, to all Bonipa, no names in Nipa, or wicked. A chain over who's lives in Nipa, wicked, it's and to a penny petrin, Nabrabo. Come on. Mummy if I burn in Yajuma, as Nyam Sasam, Yamini baby, Massa would do anything so. Over from you can move one.
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And Samoa, ye papa, a Mr. Yaw Asamoah, or ye 80-year-old man, when ye pao, na dream of be unimyansa na dreamudo. And Samoa, ye papa, or de atujano. To the intelligent, to the conscious, the man has made a lot of sense. And Samoa okan ye inano is nothing but the painful truth, it's nothing but a hard reality. Now, so to the close-minded, to Omoa, despite the fact they say we are say economy, despite the fact they say we are in the 21st century, despite the fact they say knowledge economy no, they still feel comfortable. They still feel proud to behave as if they belong to the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th century. To serve for an idea, papa, and Samoa, what can no nothing but blasphemy. Nothing but enkwasiasem, nothing but ejimisem. Let me tell you something. God. In the first place, God, a title. God is not a name, but a title. God, na ribia that ya know ye kano. God is a product of 3 things. Number 1, ignorance. Number 2, inferiority complex. And number 3, imagination. Number one, nientia make us ignorance, We believe in God because we don't know God. Ebia senka ibehu nyankopon a anka yenka se we believe in God. The moment ye use the word believe and not know, no. And okranpodi adanse say we are ignorant of the presence of a God. What you say? In the first place, it is part of human instincts to believe in something. Now so say ye jina sa instincts no so blindly ejidi say nyame bi your hope simply because we exist nyansa bia enim. Logically enye balanced because say wo pese wo kire me say once you exist and I say once the universe exists, there must be a creator who created the universe there, and yet that creator cannot also simply exist without a creator. Therefore, creator A created creator B created creator C created creator D, ebekosa to infinity. Therefore, logically, scientifically, it doesn't make sense. What must say muntie mi pao? And not any ignorance. Out of ignorance, God was born. Out of ignorance, God was born out of the imaginations of mankind. We imagine they say, once ayawaha in Suni, we see so many things around us. We see so many things which still remain a mystery to mankind. Yegusu ayebisa ye ho se eye dan krampo na ewiase came into existence. And science say, once we still have life, once we are still alive, let us keep learning. Bisa won say, abrofo na omode religion ebre yen, omo kire ye say, nyame bi na ebo so ni asase no. Sa abrofo kro ya na omo discover science and say omo use the principles and the analysis and the procedures of science to try to understand the universe, to try to discover the unknown or to try to explain the unknown. Inti abrofo na ombeka kire the Bible be share ensem ni Quran be share ensem kire ye say ewiase ni amuhu bia nyame bi na ebo ye no anase nyame bi na ebo ye no se sa abrofo no eje sa ade ni dia. Why do they pass behind to create science, to conduct further studies to try to explain or to try to understand how the universe came into existence and how things work? Meaning say abrofo no Bible na omo de be share mo nsem krampo no, they themselves don't believe in that Bible. What he must say, that is for the main kind of say the imagination part here. After young call inferiority complex. In the first place, why must you, a human being, believe we say there is something higher than you? There is something more superior than you. There is something more, worth something than you. Why must you believe? The moment you believe in something higher than you, that is where inferiority complex comes to play. Because black people, most of us see ourselves as inferior because we see the whites as superior. Because yehu abrofo ne say abrofo no omu ye nipa chen yen because abribia no yebu yehu abofia ye raise abrofo no what's bringing ourselves down, our integrity, our dignity, everything about us down. In that order no, so ojidi se nyame bi oho na so ojidi se sa nyame no oye higher than you. Sa nyame oye more important, more valuable than you. The meaning say you are looking down on yourself. And that is where inferiority complex comes to play. By doing so, instead of you to believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, believe in your capabilities, believe in your brain power, you end up believing in a God that nobody can prove. Therefore, you will limit your potentials because you think, say, your potentials are limited, but the potentials of that God in whom you believe is unlimited, which is false. What they call science, it doesn't make sense because the human brain, we nature, any your man, you better you free more. Whatever we see around us, they are all products of the human brain. Missiles are hold and near air course between Russia and Ukraine. Tanks and military weapons are all used. They are all products of not gods but humanity. Cars, the internet, engineering, doctors, everything that has made life possible, everything that has made our living worth worth something, and I say our living meaningful. All these things are products of human brain, products of human strength, product of human capabilities, products of human abilities. So why must humanity look down upon ourselves? Mamemfa we nye example, mamo. Can you say the electricity is more important than the wires in which they travel? Mibisa obiem. Can we conclude, say, the electric power is more important than the wires in which they travel? No. Without the electric power, those wires are more or less useless. The same way, without the wires to enable electric power to travel, electric power is more or less useless. The same thing applies to the universe. Ask yourself, what is the importance of the earth without humanity? What is the importance of this earth without humanity? This earth would just have been like any other planet, empty planet out there. They say Mars, any Jupiter, money idea, 7 previous and say, oh, drink a cherubim say, and for so be and shed any almost so because there is no life on those planets. Those planets are lifeless, they are nothing, they are useless. What you see? Even if those planets will have importance, they will have importance because life exists on Earth. What you must hear, pa? And it's a tenacia. Ayo calculation. Who say Earth is useless without humanity. It will just be a bare land floating in space with no value, with nothing. Because whichever value we have here, we humanity, we placed value on everything. We have placed value on Earth. We have placed value on gold. We have placed value on diamonds. We have placed value on everything we see here and everything we have here. We have brought importance to this planet. Without humanity, this planet we call Earth is useless. In the first place, we named the planet. The planet did not have a name. We came to name it Earth. So without humanity, Earth is useless. So you can never say Earth is more important than humanity. The same way, you cannot say humanity is more important than Earth or humans are more important than Earth. We interdepend on each other. The Earth needs humanity. Humanity needs the Earth. That is how it is. The same principle applies to the electric power. The electric power needs the wires to be able to travel to their destination. The same way the wires need electric power in order to be useful, to be meaningful, to have value. That is the principle of the universe. We interdepend on each other. Ask yourself, what would have been the importance of this universe without life? Say, the universe is just there, as big as we can ever imagine, useless, with no life. Just, floating rocks in space, lifeless, no value, nothing. Even if the universe was to have billions of diamonds without life, those diamonds would have been useless. Do you get the picture? And humanity or the universe is not superior than humanity. The same way humanity is not superior than the universe. If we are to say, the entire universe, and I said God is the totality of everything we see around us, then meaning say we humans are part of God. We are in God, we are living in God, we are shareholders of God, and we are part of God. And me obi na dao. Emma buku bi eme dada will say, nyame bi or separate from you or to space. Na brabi a ubobiano or show wine in sase, and our show na he and a uriade, he and our phobire, he and a yes is away nyaya dachi bi so wa. Bon sam na me bon na me kro ya meant me and in the ant nano. Mabo eja amasa bon sam no dachi bi sabe chewa, me done sa bon sam beto sa janum. It doesn't make sense. If you are to sit down to critically read the Bible, to critically read the Quran, to critically read any religious book given to you, you'll find out to say, the religious books which were given to us by our slave masters are full of 90% bullshit. The stuff in the Bible that makes sense amount to about 10%. Enti, Samuse Bible ni free nyamia. How can nyamin sem be 90% bullshit? Crap. It doesn't make sense. In the first place, no. For example, ABA Soba Freemind Family Channel and as a platforms on social media. Now say about 90% videos of and I say yes, about 90% of the videos of Chairman Freemind, they make sense. Now say the side of God, about 90% of the Bible does not make sense. So are you telling me say me Chairman of Freemind Family is more smarter and more intelligent than God? No. If God really, or if there is a God who really wrote the Bible, then the Bible should be 100% sensible. The Bible should have been 100%, intelligent. It should have been 100% logical, 100%. Everything about the Bible should have been 100%. But in this case, the Bible is full of misinterpretation. The Bible is full of contradictions. The Bible is full of errors because humans, drunk people, cattle railers, Fulani people sat down to write the Bible. It wasn't divinely inspired. It's not from any Holy Ghost. It didn't descend from the sky. It didn't come from anywhere. It is humans, some drunkards who sat somewhere to, go and sit down and say, these guys are fools. They are idiots. They are looking for God. They are in search of God. So let us give them something to worship and make money out of it. That was how religion was born. Wise up. It is Samoa. Ye papa yaw anase Agya brefini dimpo. And Samoa ye papa idi atodwa no. Nothing but the painful truth. As ye tie no. Na se yen Africa for ye adwen free nyame concept no so. Na se ya sha se afesi reality a. Me say Africa will begin to develop. Today look at the issues Russia is having with Ukraine. Russia has invaded Ukraine. The Ukrainians are not praying. Why? Because no matter how you and I think, and I said, no matter how you and I perceive or see their military to be weak, if they don't fight for themselves, there is no God out there who is stronger than their military to fight for them. They will end up being defeated and Russia will take over Ukraine. That is how nature is. Just look at the jungle. If the lion does not prove himself to be strong, the lion will be eaten by other predators. That is how life is. You have to make yourself to be strong. You have to make yourself strong and face reality. You have to fight for yourself. We Africans have got to fight for ourselves. We have to fight for what we want, what we need. We have to fight for our interest. Like Russia is fighting for their interest. We have to fight for our principles. We have to fight for our value. We have to fight for our identity. We have to fight for whatever we deserve. No God will fight for us because there is no God in space. Humans have gone to space. They have seen no God. There is no God sitting on any throne anywhere. So are you telling me, sir, God has been sitting on one throne for the past 2,000 years? Are you guys serious at all? I said God has been sitting on the throne for more than 2,000 years. He's still sitting down. He doesn't get up. He doesn't shower. He doesn't eat. He doesn't do anything. Which kind of creature is that? My friend, let's wise up. You can choose to believe there is a higher power. It doesn't add any value to your life. And no crampono, a inferiority complex. You are the power. Humanity is the power because everything is within. Everything is inside of us. Just imagine if the whole world is to come together. If Russia, the US, and all these great powers are to come together and use these monies that they are spending on missiles and weapons to feed the world, to make this world a better place, this world will be like that heaven that the Bible is promising us. So every power is within humanity. We have what it takes to make this world a better place. Let us concentrate on that and let us do something about our situation, our problems. Man is the problem. Man is the solution. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Therefore, yenyi sa nyame concept in free dream because nyame bimpo ho a onya hwema yen onfidi obia ontua obia ka onya hwema obia enti yenyi sa concept no in free dream na yen face reality. If you throw a stone to the wall, it will bounce back to you. That's the reality of life. No God will catch the stone. No God, if you don't go and hire contractors to build your house, no God will build a place for you. You end up standing in the rain and be beaten by the rain and you'll be homeless. It's as simple as that. So let us begin to understand the realities of life. In moving forward, you bet me apply those concepts to nation building. Ghana or Africa as a whole will be able to move forward in every aspect of human life. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. For Medium we be see asanya mu nyina mu ni the chairman Freemind. Makram.
Papa, could be so some negative. About the time also may feel well. I mean, could be so some negative. Also, may pray when you are seeing. We are sending the end. We are sending the end. I got them also my papa. I mean, could be so some negative. About the time also may feel well. I mean, could be so some negative. Some baby, we are seeing. We are sending the end. We are sending the end. The money was my favor. The judgment. The most of my papa. But the trade. The most of my everyone. Also being tread anything. One made this sauce on Nigeria. And the other call with some gem. And you have your vinya. If you move for home, come toba. If you move for home, time when you know. If you know somebody to the NTO. If you move canoe, I believe you say. You know some layer. You know some can I believe you say. Mama ya subia enti eja tremi badie tremio eja tremi chemosuma papa oh eja tremi ya chemosuma papa badie tremio chemosuma everyone awo badie je wabo ma be yasimu Wama minyansani ati Semi famo mebira Naso sumbi kahoni ya Enye tremio Eja tremio Tremo suma ifriwa Eja tremio Tremo suma papa Badi tremio Tremo suma ifriwa Oh, eja tremio Shema soma ya papa Bad your trend Shema soma everyone Eja trend Shema soma ya papa Bad your trend Shema soma everyone